Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How is everybody? Welcome to another episode of Roll Around, Find Out. In today's episode, we're going to talk about a RPG that I don't know if I've ever talked about before. Break! Exclamation point, exclamation point. It's something that I backed on Kickstarter a few months ago, and in one posting that I read, I remember them saying that it's been a decade or so in the making, and it was about 90% done. However, the last 10%, it seems, is taking about as long as the first 90%. Here we have breakrpg.com, their webpage. Now, from what I remember, there are essentially two people working on this. Somebody named Gray, and let's see if I can pull up the dev blog here. Do they always sign it with their name? Naldo Drinnen. I don't think that's accurate at all. But they are coming out with, I would say, weekly releases talking about how things are progressing. And also, I'll recommend, if I Google search it, or YouTube, I mean, Break RPG. They've got a really good series talking about the game, discussion on the game. And, setting discussion, a casual history of Break's development. Highly recommend this video. All right. However, we're here to talk about the alpha edition of the game. Just quickly scrolling through here. This picture alone, I think, here sets the tone for what this game is about. But reading the initial tagline, an easy-to-play tabletop RPG of exploration and teamwork inspired by anime and classic JRPGs. This easy-to-play here will be a theme. You'll either agree or disagree with it. There is a lot going on here, but right off the bat here, this is not a traditional NES box art, but it definitely gets cues from it. I'm kind of getting the track and field box game. Let me see, track and field NES box. Yeah, like Konami Gray here. What's another Konami game? Blades of Steel NES box. Yeah, the Gray here. So that's kind of the vibe I get based on this here. And definitely anime-inspired art. So here we've got different species. These I've heard of very few. Human, yes. Elf, yes. Dwarf, goblin, yes. And then Tenebrate, Promethean, Biomechanoid, Chibi, Groon, Dimensional Stray. 8 callings. These are the races. Sage, Heretic, Raider, Champion, Sneak, Factotum, Murder Princess, and a Battle Princess. And this is a Battle Princess here. Kind of has cues of Link from Breath of the Wild. Plays fast and fun, full color, illustrated rules. The book is gorgeous. 470 full color pages. Let's see what's going on in this pre-launch page. If we wanted to order it. Oh yeah. Gray Wizard, created by Gray. But there's 2 people involved. Gray is one of them. I think this is Gray. I could be wrong. pre-order now. Can I pre-order it? Here we go. 45 euros. So do the math on that. Kind of wish I would have gotten the premium slip-covered edition, but just went with this. So that's okay. What else for this? The Kickstarter. I won't play this video. You should go check it out yourself. So let's get into it. The actual beta version 0.9.1. I know in the first handful of updates, something that they were constantly talking about was how many spelling errors and grammatical errors that have been improved. I couldn't tell you one way or the other from what it used to be to what it is now, but just know that it has been hugely improved. A massive table of contents, which of course 470 pages. There's a lot going on here. We'll get into the meat and potatoes here. Gameplay, inspiration, video games like Godslayer, Crystallis, Saga. This one I don't know. Nair, the Mana series, Final Fantasy, Zelda, all these animes, literature, other RPGs, Stormbringer, first edition, Made, Teenagers from Out of Space, Old School Hack. Stormbringer I know about. I believe that's a D100 system. But Made, Teenagers from Outer Space, and Old School Hack, those are things I want to check out myself. Here we go, character creation. Adventurers have a special affinity with mana, which enables them to attain magical or martial mastery that would normally require a lifetime of dedication. You know, you look at Link, right? Link's got all these powers, and everybody else in the game is just a quote-unquote normie, right? So just there's something that makes these people special, and that has to be that their affinity with mana. Choosing a character, they have a really good breakdown of all the different steps. There are 6 steps to make it happen. Step number 1 is find your calling. Your calling is what you were born to do, a combination of your training and instinct. Were you destined to be a disciple of the sword or a master of magic? Your calling determines your aptitudes, your combat values, your calling abilities. We'll get into what that actually means. How your character advances, your combat gear. Now, your calling is essentially your class. And this is where the ones I've already listed off. The Factotum, Sneak, Champion, Battle Princess, Murder Princess. And here we have just quick start info. If you needed a Factotum or a Champion or a Sneak, here you go right here. Here's all their stats, their abilities with page numbers you can go reference, their attack, their heart, which is their health essentially, defense, and their speed. You've got one for every class, just an initial, hey, here you go, here's your base stats. Now, in my, was it Omega Fantasy? Yeah, Omega Fantasy 2. I would say this game shares a lot of similarities in that it gives you the stats. Okay, here's your calling or here's your class. All right, here's your stats. Here's everything. There's no rolling. I likened it to on Omega Fantasy 2, like, hey, you want to be a black mage? Okay, well, here's like the requirements you need. In order to have that job, you'd have to be good at these things. So you get pre-made stats, and that makes character creation a lot quicker. The art on here is amazing. And here they go right in. We're on the 16th page. Here are all the classes. I won't go into detail on all of these, but we'll start with this first one. Very anime character. Factotum. Some are born to be great. Others have greatness thrust upon them. Factotums are ordinary folk caught up in exceptional situations. Their mundane approach to extraordinary problems is more effective than others might expect. This picture here, this backpack here is one of the main features of this class. Calling overview, I won't go over these, but if you are really studying on what kind of class you want to be, these really hone in and tell you specifics on it. All right, so every class, or what is this called, calling, has core features. So this factotum has second to none. While now leading a life of high adventure, you rely on the little skills that have always served you well in the past. You have an edge whenever you roll for a check or contest covered by one of your purviews. We'll hopefully get into those. I've mentioned this before. A big pet peeve of mine is what is an edge and what is a purview. I don't like that you are using these terms before they're explained in the rule book, but we'll get into it. A factotum pack. You carry your oversized backpack around effortlessly, and despite it being crammed full, you are able to produce the required item from it almost instantly. You start with a giant backpack that takes up one of your inventory slots. It is worn instead of a traveler's bag or backpack. You get extra things that you can carry. And then the last ability here, don't mind me. During a fight, your opponents will not target you for attack in any turn where you are not intending to perform an offensive action or doing something that will obviously cause them harm. So you can not have combat as your focus, and as long as you're not attacking anybody, you also won't get attacked. You're not seen as a threat. So every class or every calling starts with 3 core abilities, and then at levels 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is the max, you can get more abilities, and the abilities themselves power up as your character powers up. So I won't read details here, but we have standard abilities available for selection at rank 2 or higher. So there's crafting, folklorist, healer's hands, combat coordinated, silver tongue, social learner, cutting wit, and then advanced abilities when you get to level 6. Boon companion, troubleshooter, multitasker, pack tactics, master of spectacle, the better part of valor, and tricky combatant. Fortune's fool. So lots going on here. I wish I knew right off the top of my head about how many you get. You select a new ability when you reach ranks 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, you only get 1. You select an ability at those levels, 2, 4, 6, 8, unless it dictates later. All right. So if you are playing this factotum, you're going to print this out. You're going to print all these pages out, so you've got all this information here right for you. I guess it's optional. It's not mandatory that you need to do that. But then further on, I really like this. In D&D 5th edition, these are like your proficiencies. What are you proficient at? I really like that this is colored like this, and they could easily save space and make this just a list, but I really like the visuals on this. It's got your advancement tables, how more powerful you get, how many hearts you get, your aptitudes or your skills, what they improve to, abilities, how many abilities you get. So think of this kind of like spell slots in D&D, sort of, kind of. So you always get 3 starting, at least for this class. Your standard abilities go up to 2 capped at, And then advanced, you start at 1, you get up to 2, and then 3 at the 10th level. So this is how you know how many abilities you have. And I didn't mention it before, but it was in my brain, just didn't spit it out. These are sort of kind of like skill trees. You get to branch off and choose how you want to do it. Okay, so then a new class, but the structure is the same. Gives you a really good detailed look at what being a sneak is like. Reading this really hones in on if this is the class that you want. You start with 3 abilities. Then as you level up, you get more advanced skills, more advanced abilities. Here, this visualization really, I think, is fantastic. Light armor, melee weapons, missile weapons. If it's colored, you're proficient and you can use those. They also have a little mention here before I forget. All the different species, there's small species and large species, and they have limitations or what they call restrictions. So if you're really small, you can't be wielding a big weapon. Then the chart that they get for how many skills, their attack, their hearts. Champion. Just keep going through here. Champion, look at this. Again, the visuals here are just phenomenal. One look at this and you go, okay, I want to be a champion. I can literally wear and use any weapon and armor. Anything I want, it's right there. Their chart, perfect. Raider. I thought this art was pretty intense here. Like, that is literally an arrow to the head, and I can only assume that that's blood coming out. That's not like this game is targeted to children, but I thought, well, that's pretty intense for this style, I'll say. Then all the different abilities. Again, the structure's all the same. Let's see. Battle Princess. This one I'll go over because I think it's kind of like Link. Battle Princess combined bright magic and martial prowess to defend what they hold most dear. Those under their ward will have hope in their hearts, even in the darkest of times. So this art here just clearly shows you what's going on. Super positive, upbeat person. And if I go through here... Oh yeah, this was pretty cool when I went through this. The Heart's Blade example. Primary form, Master. You get a pretty cool looking dagger. Primary form plus weapon ability. Well, it gets a little bigger, a little more dangerous. It has a secondary form. Small mechanical missile. You get a gun. Combination form, a gun blade. The first time I saw that was Final Fantasy VIII. Maybe it's been in tons and tons of other things, but that's where I saw it, and I thought it's always been cool to me. In their different skills that they've got, they're more or less healing, like this one here, Compassion Cure. Your kind attention is so sincere that it can dispel ill effects. Your hug can lift a dispirited companion. Your tears can thaw a petrified ally. Pretty cool. Battle Dance. Your animated and tune-filled battle commands grant those listening a coordinated rhythmic combat flair. Total anime. When I see this, I think of like Gohan being silly while he's training in Dragon Ball Z. That's my example. Okay, going down. Keep going. Again, this is just laid out. I just know I get all the armor, but I'm pretty limited in my weapons. Murder Princess. You think these are, what is that? Not goblins, moblins in Zelda? I think that art's kind of inspired by that. So, wow, yeah, look at this. This is cool. You got this axe, bigger axe. Secondary form is a lash. And then a chain axe. Like, that's just so cool. Art, really awesome. Definitely anime inspired. Kind of surprised that their weapons here aren't... Is this the Murder Princess? Yeah, surprised that their weapons there aren't maxed out. Huh. That one I would want to go back and look. All right, you got your sage. I'll read this. Sages are the students of the intensive art of wizardry, learning to manipulate both ambient and residual mana to great effect. Their powers reflect their approach to the study of magic, patient, practical, with a dash of whimsy. All start with abilities, and then again they advance to more advanced. Makes sense. Okay. Their sages, as you would think, are limited to light armor. A heretic, think of like a warlock. A lifetime of dedication is not required for the heretic. Simply the temerity to read from the blasphemous script. The heretic calls forth entities they do not fully understand to do their bidding and risks their immortal wrath. So you can kind of sort of play a bad guy. Typical heretics: gloomy youths, raving priests, sinister warlocks, and daring onmyoji. That was not right. Okay, let's jump ahead. I forget how many classes, but that was a lot. Heretic was the last one. Okay. Species: humans, Chib, Tenebrate, Ray, Nico, Promethean. Oh, this is not bookmarked. Hopefully in the future they are. Let's just pick one. Let's go Promethean, page 94. And let's see what kind of benefits you get from this. 94, 101. All right, these look to be 2 pages. 94. Promethean. Referred to as chosen of the sun due to their prominence in the Soul Alliance, the Prometheans are billed as the perfect mortals. With their immense stature and an air of arrogant authority, it's easy to see why. So different renderings of what they could look like. Their physiology, their demeanor, their outlook, kind of their purpose: seek strength first and purpose second. Noble defeat is worth more than undeserving victory. Greatness is worth little if it goes unnoticed by others. And here we go. Abilities. Species size: tall and imposing. You tower over most folk. You start with 2 abilities. Cryptic heritage. An odd truth is revealed about your origins when you recover from grievous injury or trauma. Examples: you can grow back limbs that have been severed in battle or otherwise lost or removed. To regenerate a limb, you must use a session of downtime to heal. You are born of the sun. You begin play with 1 bright allegiance point. Let's jump to that right now. What does that mean? Page 206. This is a huge book. For the price I paid, $45, I'm getting my money's worth for sure. 206. Come on. I went past it, of course. All right, a bright point. Allegiance. Those who dabble with magic may end up with allegiance to either the invincible bright or the profound dark. Having an allegiance will change the way some magic and creatures interact with you. Now I forget what it was. I got 1 point. Bright's gift table. Choose or roll your bright gift. Oh, shoot. So you roll a d12 here, and let's see, bright gifts table. Oh, it goes all the way to a 20, d20. And then there's dark gift. Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, very cool. So how mana or magic impacts your body physically? You could get luminescent tattoos, serpent eyes, a halo, a resonant voice, scaled joints, prismatic hair, elongation. For dark gifts, you could get horns, opaque eyes, a devil's tail, bestial mane, bone spikes. Very cool. All right. Jumping around here. How are we doing on time? 27. Oh, we're so good. All right. Homeland and history. I want to just check out how that impacts your character. This is like your backstory, essentially. 108. Your homeland is the place where you grew up, and your history is the life you led prior to becoming an adventurer. Your homeland is your languages. Oh, purviews. Here we go. Purviews represent areas of expertise you have developed over the years. They are a combination of instinct, skill, and general know-how. You find things related to your purviews easier to accomplish. For example, haggling in a market or understanding the importance of friends. Anytime you make a check or contest that falls under one of your purviews, you can ask the GM for a minor bonus +2 to your roll. Your GM will decide whether your purview is applicable to the roll. Now, totally forgot. This is primarily a roll under system. I believe, I'll double check it, but I believe when you want to do something, you roll under your stat. However, when you are attacking, you roll over an armor class. We'll confirm that, but I think that's true. Okay. Homeland and history. Language. All right, do they break it down more? Wistful Dark History. How many are there? Shadowlands, Nightwall, Murk Dweller. Okay, I feel bad jumping back, but I want to jump back here and just see what this looks like. Wistful, okay. Homeland and history. Wistful Dark History. Twilight Meridian History. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different histories. Okay, so back down to 108. All right, so let's just pick one. Let's say I'm a Murk Dweller. You were one of the few shaped inhabitants of the Murk, and spent your time quietly living among strange and belligerent creatures. You are not easily fazed. Here are your purviews. Dealing with the odd and arcane, a working knowledge of magic, keeping calm in odd situations. So more or less you roll with advantage. It's not advantage, but more or less. This determines your starting gear. Pick 2. A quick weapon, like a grass blade. Appealing outfit. Petal Pixie Clothes, Booster Cakes ×2, Moondrop Candy, and a Solvent ×2, Ash Elm Sap. Right? So, kind of like Knave 2nd edition, based on your career, you get starting equipment. Makes starting a character that much faster. So, okay, these are your Wistful Dark histories. Then let's go to Twilight Meridian histories. I like to do more research on what these are. For some reason, I kind of feel like this is alignment, but maybe I'm wrong. Twilight Meridian histories. Orphan Shinobi, the ninja clans of the 7 Holy Isles are ruthless and secretive. You were betrayed and your clan was eliminated by the Shogun's forces. You are the sole survivor. Oof. Your purviews remaining unnoticed. Old and strange secrets, paranoid awareness. Your starting gear is a thrown missile weapon. Your last shuriken. Costume, colorful fop. Dungeoneer's kit. And adventuring gear. Pick 2. All right, I want to jump to colorful fop, page 172. What does that mean? What does that look like? 172. All right. 171. 172. Is colorful fop on here? Functional outfit, tattered outfit. Artisan's outfit, extreme weather outfit, appealing outfit, authoritative outfit. No, colorful. So that just must have been the description of it. Okay, well, let's just say I have a functional outfit. These outfits are plain and practical. This outfit does not provide any bonuses or penalties when worn. It takes up 2 slots when carried. 5 stones. Is that a cost? 5 stones? Let's say we have an artisan's outfit. If I'm wearing this artisan's outfit, what does that mean? This outfit has pockets designed to carry the contents of a specialist kit. The pockets allow you immediate access to the kit, and the kits still need replenishing after use. Okay? Takes up 2 slots, and it costs 8 coins. If you have a specialist kit along with it, then it costs 58 coins. Now, let's use our memory. Let's go back in time to the very beginning. We talked about the artwork here. We talked about the box. We were at the website here. Okay, right? We were at the main page. I don't want the Kickstarter. Let me go back to break.rpg. Is that .com? Okay. Remember when I said that this was an easy to play tabletop RPG? There's a lot going on here. A lot. Is it easy? I don't think so. Maybe the system is easy, which we'll talk about, but you've got your calling, your species, your homeland and history, traits, and quirks. Not even going into the gear that you're carrying, and it's not like, okay, was it Knave 2nd edition where all weapons of a type deal the same damage? It's, these weapons, these items have additional abilities that you have to remember. There's a lot going on here. Okay, let's get to the rules. Playing the game. 210. So much stuff in here. 210. All right, what do you need? Players and PCs, a game master, an adventurer, a 20-sided dice. You will need a die or other fast random number generator set between 1 and 20. Pencil and paper. Knowledge of the rules. Okay. Playing the game. You can have a session, an adventure, a saga. Look at this art. This is really amazing, really unique. Maybe it doesn't tickle your fancy, but I think that's amazing. I think that's so cool. It's worth the space. It's got an aesthetic. It's pretty cool. Okay, general play. Zooming in and out here. Most of the time, playing is a conversation between the players and the GM, with each taking turns to speak and react to what the other is saying. Like any successful conversation, general play is dependent on listening and exchanging clear information. Yada, yada, yada. Tell me the dice rolls here. Rolling dice. Here we go. Okay. Break uses a 20-sided die. Period. You'll roll it on 4 occasions. Checks. The majority of die rolls you make are checks. For these, you're trying to roll a target number or under to succeed. Okay. Contests. In contests, you're trying to roll under a target number, but higher than the characters you're competing against. I remember when I was writing my Underknave, my D100 roll under hack of Knave, this was a big thing coming up. Sure, you want to do something, totally makes sense to roll under your stat. All right? If there's a contest where you are trying to compete against somebody else who has their own stats, it's still a roll under. However, you want to roll as high as possible on that roll to show that you were more or less better at it. And I had a little brain fart there because I was trying to think like, well, I think at a time it just makes sense if you're rolling under, wouldn't you just want to roll as low as possible? Well, yes and no. The way it scales is, let's see if I can explain this in easy numbers. Let's say your max stat is 10, and you are arm wrestling somebody stronger than you, and their max stat, we'll say strength stat, is 20. Okay? Now, you both can roll 1s, you can both roll 2s, you can both roll 3s, you can both roll up to 10. Okay? Now, if you both roll 10, you tie. The contest is a draw, essentially. However, because in this contest system, it's the highest roll possible, that means the person that you are arm wrestling against has, for this example, double the chance from 10 to 20 to roll higher than you. So, you're arm wrestling, you roll, the maximum roll you can get is a 7. Okay? So it's as high, well, back it up, brain fart, getting late, fart. You roll, the maximum roll you can get is a 10. The maximum roll that you're competing against could be a 20. So let's say this scenario happens. You are arm wrestling somebody, you roll a 6. Okay? Your opponent that you're arm wrestling rolls a 5. Okay? You win. Great. Congratulations. Now, however, different scenario, you roll a 6, they roll a 15. Right? It's not possible for you to even roll a 15, well, and be successful. So that gives them, your opponent, more opportunity to be successful because their stat is higher. So hopefully you follow along with that. It took me a while to understand, if it's a roll under system, why do you want to roll high? Well, that's because you have more space to go. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Attacks. When making an attack on an opponent, you're trying to roll a target number or over to hit. You're trying to roll higher than their AC. I sort of kind of wish it was also a roll under. You had to roll under their AC, but it makes sense, and we'll get into it. Tables. Occasionally you'll roll on a table to see what happens. The result of your roll is then referenced against a list of outcomes. For example, when you determine the type of injury you suffer. So, you know me, if you've listened, literally I think every single episode, except maybe my ChatGPT ones where I rarely rolled, I sing the praises of roll under. It makes sense to me. It's my way to do it. So while it's mostly roll under, there's also roll over. Is it a happy mix, happy combination? I think it is. Bonuses and penalties. There are 2 levels of bonuses. Minor bonus +2. Positively affect the result of your roll by 2. Major bonus positively affects the result of your roll by 4. A bonus will add to the rolled result when you're trying to roll high, but subtract from the result when you're trying to roll low. So I forget where we mentioned it before, but I thought, well, if it's a roll under, why would you add to it? You're trying to roll as low as possible. Well, here, it depends on the situation. If you're making a skill check, you subtract 2. If you are attacking, you add 2. And then penalties, we'll say it's like disadvantage. In this situation, whatever you need to, if you're attacking, then it's a -2. If it's a skill check, then it's a +2 to your roll. Okay. Next category. Edges and snags. An edge provides you with another chance to succeed, while a snag gives you another chance to fail. If you have an edge, you roll twice and use the most favorable. A snag is you roll twice and use the least desirable results. So, basically advantage and disadvantage in 5th edition. When do you apply these? You can only benefit from 1 edge per roll. You can only suffer from 1 snag per roll. If both an edge and a snag apply to your roll, they cancel each other out. So much stuff. You're not going to tell me that this is an easy game to understand. This is not easy. All right. Then they break down to what your stats all mean. I don't want to get into that. Let's get into the bestiary. Character rank, negotiate, fight, checks, perils, journey, crafting. Awesome. Outer Worlds. Welcome to Outer World. Outer World. That's the setting. Mandy Mutts. Adversaries. Here we go. Page 356. Maybe we'll go to the world map or the world settings, but let's get into the monsters. Come on. 356 it said. complete side tangent while I get down here. I am using a brand new microphone, a Shure MV7, which is a pretty legit microphone. But let me tell you, if you are thinking about getting into podcasting, it is not plug and play. Of my other two microphones, this one like really needs to be tweaked and dialed in. And I've traditionally used Audacity, but I was finding that this microphone was making a clicking sound intermittently, like every 20 seconds to a minute. And I think that's Audacity, and I'm just using the Windows voice recorder on here, and then I'll import that into Audacity. So we'll see how this sounds. It should sound amazing. However, my luck, not so much. All right, adversaries. I think this is where the art is really going to shine, really going to come across with the JRPG and anime. From ancient war machines to supernatural beings, there are a myriad of unusual opponents willing to confront the PCs on their adventures. All right. Tells you how to run them. This is kind of a, unique to Breaks RPG, how this works. A mook is a low-level character, a boss, roughly as powerful as a single PC, a mega boss, and a colossus. Colossus are beasts so large that fighting them requires the use of the colossal combat rules. A colossal is also a match for a group of PCs. That is pretty... Think of a role-playing game where there are separate rules because the enemy is so big. All right. Something I also need to learn more about is a map. Colossus adversaries will include a map of the creature to use when engaging in colossal combat. Also listed will be any special considerations for moving between the various strike points and the effects of destroying or disabling them. Think of so many video games that you've played, especially RPGs. I'm even thinking like just my history with games. Any Ninja Turtles arcade game where there are different monsters that have different areas. Like, I don't think this is a good example, but the Technodrome in Turtles NES, number 1. It had multiple guns on it, and you could destroy the guns individually, and then you could take out the eyeball on top. I don't know if that's factually accurate, but that's just an example. And I don't know of many, if any, role-playing games, TTRPGs, that have systems like that inherently built in. Maybe, your DM has something set up like that, and maybe it's like just generic hit points if they're max at 100 and you get them down to 80, then they morph or something falls off, something like that. But here there's actual rules for it. So Colossus is that big. Tiny, small, medium, large, massive, and then colossal. Think like Attack on Titan size. All right, is this the first one? Looks like it. Asura Laja, a soul enslaver. Laja is an Asura tasked with instilling fear and obedience in mortals. Asura were once a servitor species of the divine rulers, and Laja is one of a handful that still persists in outer world. She roams the surface performing her duties, transforming those she encounters into servile wretches. She is a mega boss of rank 10. They've got stats and abilities on her. Here's a breakdown of her stats. +6 to attack. Defense is 18. More so her stats here. She's a celestial order. She's medium-sized. She has dark lined allegiance. Level 7 dark. Habitat for where they exist. Languages they speak. Very cool. Tactics. I own a book, The Monsters Know What They're Doing, and it provides tactics for all of the monsters in the monster manual, and I think that should be incorporated in more bestiaries. How to role play, how you can customize it, very cool. Artwork here, awesome. Granted, it is a mega boss, but look at the amount of information that you get. If this is your ending bad guy, what more can you ask for? It is in depth for sure. Okay, now hang on. Let's go back here. And easy to play. Okay, maybe it's easy to play, but is it easy to run? That looked like a lot going on. Okay. All right, next one. Skip past it. A Bizzer Swarm. Mana-sucking menaces. It is a rank 2 boss. All right. Just to give you the artwork here. Blaster Mage. Boss. Rank 3. I just got an update saying that they changed the size of the book for the physical book for Break, and they have to redo a lot of this art. I don't know if it will come across on my recording. This thing here looks pretty crisp and high definition, but this guy here is definitely kind of blurry and not the best. And so they said with the book size being bigger, the images were stretched and a lot of them became blurry. So they're having to go back and redo a lot of the images. A Chosen One. Yeah, this is a good example. This was one that they included in the update, that this is kind of blurry. So they're going to go back and, I think the word was retrace. They were going to retrace it and make it look more HD, I guess is the term I would say. Demon, Blighted, Mook, rank 0. Consumed by darkness. Signs of the Beast, Winter Shackles, Caustic Spittle, Mocking Beauty, Revolting Excess. There's variants here. It's not just zombie. Abilities, how to roleplay them. Very cool. Stages of Infection, how you wish zombies worked in 5th edition. Drones. Oh, look familiar, huh? Breath of the Wild, Guardians, much? War Drone, very cool. Let's look at the art. I mean, the art, so cool. Goop, amazing. What is this thing? Gigagroon, Mega Boss, rank 9. Cool. Grimwing, that is freaking terrifying. A Murder Maid, boss rank 5. I'm gonna have to read that to figure it out. Battle Butler, cool. I want more mooks. Here we go, mook. I want like a goblin rank 12 mega boss. Dang. I want like just standard typical, you're going to be fighting these along the road because they're just everywhere. Oh, here we go. A Mangy Bandit. Here we go. It's probably, and you could reskin that to be whatever race you would want. Amazing. Proudhound Sellsword, rank 6. Here we go. Skeleman. And then I think I saw somewhere... Yeah, there's different levels of them. Skelemaster. Yeah, Skelemonarch. And was there one more? Yeah, Evolution. Not Evolution, Evolution. Yeah, that was cool. This is like... I want to watch... Can we make this into a show, please? That is amazing. Shadow Beast, rank 8, Mega Boss. Look at the art. So good. Tiny Unhelpful Cloud. Amazing. Okay. I don't want to show everything. I mean, that was a really good amount. One or two more things here, and then we'll call it good. Crafting. I want to look at this crafting, but I'll do that later. Appendix. We'll show the character sheet because there's one awesome thing. I am not going to make a character. How are we doing on time? An hour. Oh, will I do a character? I will do a character sheet. All right, I'll do it. Twist my arm. I'll do it. All right, Outer World. Let's take a quick look at the setting. 298. Ooh, that was my fastest one yet. After a series of tumultuous aeons, Outer World now exists in a precarious state of peace. Old and new powers seek to find their place in this new era. There's your adventuring party. This setting provides inspiration and context for the PC's exploits. Each major region provides a different set of opportunities for adventure, ranging from the discovery and exploration of ancient ruins through to negotiations and interactions with emergent nations. That's pretty cool. What this section covers: a probable, quote, probable history of Outer World and the events leading to the present day, an indicative map of Outer World, a brief description of each of Outer World's major regions, and a few off-world places too. Let's check out this map. Lots of good lore in here. Not just, like, if I were to pick up 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide right now, it will probably explain to me what the Sword Coast is, and it will tell me about the planes of existence, but specifically to, I don't even know what it's called. Is it Faerun? Is that what, or the Forgotten Realms? Is that, I don't even know the difference. But I think they only give me information on, like, the Sword Coast, because that has Baldur's Gate, that's got Waterdeep, Phandalin's, not too far off of there. Saltmarsh isn't really supposed to be in there, but it's on the coast. End of the World Spine, that drifts off a little bit, but so much of that map, 90% east of the Sword Coast, as far as I remember, they don't talk about it. And so they've got pages of where you can get more information from. Oh, and this looks familiar. Oh, this was on, like, your upbringing, where you come from, and so that shows where in the world those things exist. It comes together. Very cool. I thought it was for alignment, but now I know. Oh, the Soul Alliance, we read that. Oh yeah, very cool. Very cool. Wistful Dark. Oh yeah, this is where you get all the information on the backgrounds and settings. Oh, yeah. Dude, I should have totally got the premium version. I don't know if I'll ever run this, but now I see why this was 10 years in the making. Look at this. Oh my god. Just dense. Being a game master. Wild. All right. How many pages? 470. 470 pages. Round up, you're looking at 500 pages. That's wild. Okay. Let's shift gears and let's make a character. All right. Character creation. Character creation starts on page 9. I've got my character sheets printed out, so let's go through it. Creating a character. Adventurers have a special affinity with mana, which enables them to attain magical or martial mastery that would normally require a lifetime of dedication. So we went over that already. Here's a good example of some characters we can create. There are 6 steps for creating a player character. On the next page, they go through everything here and what pages they start at. I appreciate that. So here's what you need. 15 minutes or less. You better believe we're going to time that. A break character sheet. I have that printed out. Pencil and eraser. You got it. And a 20-sided dice. Sometimes I do it virtually, digitally, the Google Roll Dice, but I've got my dice here tonight. So let's begin. Step 1, calling. Your calling is what you were born to do. I believe this is my class. Factotum, Sneak, Champion, Raider, Battle Princess, Murder Princess, Sage, and a Heretic. Well, based on my character sheet, which here is what that looks like. Let's jump around, but calling, I want to be a battle princess. Can I be a battle prince? We'll find out. Battle princess. Step 1, choose or roll on the calling table. Oh, I could roll. I'm going to be a battle princess, but let's just for funsies. A 3, a factotum. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 19, and 20, 17, 18. Oh, so some are more likely. Some have 3 numbers. Some only have 2. Interesting. They must be more rare in the world. Use the quick start info to fill in your character sheet. Well, where's quick start? There it is. Calling quick start info. So let me find battle princess. My might is 8. Now, can I find this quickly for you? Oh yeah, I do. I have it separate. So, super appreciate. In the book on pages, I don't know, and I don't know, but they have a pre-made character sheet filled out for me. This rocks. Now, I've said it before, every game needs to have a starter sheet or an example sheet, because here's just the perfect example right here. I just on my sheet wrote 8 right here. Well, that's my current stat. So I need to put my base stat over here is that I start out at 8. Perfect. 8. Okay, back to the rules. My deftness is 8. My grit is 9. My insight is 7. And my aura is 10. Oops, looks like 16. Okay, my starting abilities. Heart's Blade. So let me look at my character sheet. Where does it say starting abilities? Abilities on the back is just lines drawn out. I have Heart's Blade, Shield of Love, and Soul Companion. All right, looking at my cheat sheet here. Nope, I don't think anything else yet. Okay, attack base is +1. Yep. Oh, this having an example character sheet, that's the way to go. I'm telling you, tabletop game designers provide an example. So I know looking at the example, my base is +1, which is filled out right here. Oh, there's this Battle Princess, the example. Heart's Blade. Is that my weapon? Interesting. 15 minutes. We're going to test that. Average speed base is average. Check that box. Defense base 10. Got it. Hearts is 3. That's like Legend of Zelda. Love it. Okay. I'm a wielder of bright magic. Yeah. Okay. Let's go up to here. Use the quick start info to fill in your character sheet. More detailed information is provided in the callings entry. Starting abilities marked with this symbol require you to take additional steps described in the abilities entry. Okay, so I had one of those, which was for Heart's Blade on page 41. So let's go down to 41. Let's see, can I type it in? Sure can. Heart's Blade. You call forth a weapon forged from the wishes in your heart. These magically manifested weapons are one of the finest quality and grow in power and possibility as you do. So I'm looking for that same symbol. I don't see it. Your Heart's Blade grows in power as you rise in rank. Add the new properties to your Heart Blade when you reach the required rank. So I'm rank 1. Select your weapon's primary form and what it is made of. Choose a weapon type. Quick, master, mighty, arc, lash, drawn, or mechanical missile. More on page 152. Okay, well, I'm going to write down page 41, and I'm going to go to page 152. I am not going to get this done in 15 minutes. All right. Mighty Arc. Arc are long weapons that allow their wielders to make wide, dangerous strokes. I want a whip. Heck yeah, I want a whip. All right. Weapon ability, Crack. You can attack an enemy up to 1 battlefield area away. Extra damage, +1 heart for attack roll, totals of 22 and above. Okay, I want a lash. Any more for lash on the next page? Some examples here. Oh, do I get to pick one of these? Or are these just examples? Melee weapon examples. Okay, am I granted one of these right off the bat? War Wire, an ancient weapon once wielded by the synthetic soldiers of previous aeons. Nope, I don't like that. I kind of like 26. Dark Hunter's Whip allows those foolish enough to battle the warped and twisted to attack from a safe-ish distance. All right, these don't have any abilities connected to them that I see, so I'm going to ignore it for now. Back to page 41. Okay, select your weapon is Lash. Looking at my sheet here, nowhere under combat values do I see that mattering. Choose a magical material. Sun, gold, ash, bronze, or sky steel. These can be found on page 289. Ash bronze, a red tinted metal that flickers with an internal flame and emits a dull warmth. Excavated from solidified magma created by mana volcanoes. Interesting. Sky steel, vivid blue metal found in the rocks of floating islands or at the peaks of the highest mountains. And sun gold, a shining metal bearing the power of the invincible bright. Even in shadow, it emits a dim glow. Extracted primarily from the ground beneath star shards and areas close to the inert sun machine. Jesus. Do you think I know what any of that means? Let's try ash bronze. Okay. Do I write that down anywhere? I don't know. I don't see on the back here gear, inventory, Heart's Blade, Sky Steel, Master Weapon. On the example here, I feel like there's something. Okay, why a Master Weapon? Or maybe I would write a Lash Weapon. Okay. Don't quite know what I'm doing, but the example here makes me think I know a little bit. For my Heart's Blade, it is a ash bronze Lash weapon. Okay, and it says on page 41 that I can get more info. Let's go back to page 41. We're at about 9 minutes here. Okay. Okay. Nothing for rank 3 or 6. Using your Heart's Blade, you can call this weapon into existence through force of will. Melee weapons are formed instantly and can be used on the same turn they are called. Drawn and mechanical missile weapons. Nope, your Heart's Blade will vanish instantly on command. Only a single form of the Heart's Blade may be summoned at any one time. If the weapon is sundered or lost during combat, you can will it away and summon a new blade. Okay. Well, I'm going to guess that it forms instantly. I just summon my whip and I get it. Okay. Battle Princess. Let's go back to where the steps of creation are. Select your calling. Page 12, Battle Princess. I was on 12. I got my quick stat info starting here. Oh, and Soul Companion. Okay, so now we have to go down here to get more information. Page 42. Soul Companion. Just as your heart has the power to summon mighty weapons, so too can it muster a loyal companion. This devoted sidekick never leaves your side and will even return in due time if struck down. You begin your adventure with a magical companion. This companion does not count against your normal allowance of companions. Create your soul companion following the steps listed at the end of this calling. page 47. Okay. Companion basics, companion type, companion abilities. Yeah, right. 15 minutes. Get a life. Okay. All soul companions start with the same basic capabilities. Companion type. Decide if your companion is an animal or a toy. Okay, well, I'm going to put down, I guess, abilities that I have a, what's called a companion, a soul companion. And it's going to be an animal. Choose a companion ability, companion details. All right. It's an animal with its own set of stats. Where do I write that down? Purviews, description, languages, history, defense. I don't write it down. I would have to have a separate piece of paper for that, I guess. Okay. For sake of time, I'm going to ignore that. Companion abilities. Let's roll. 20. Glider. They sprout small vestigial wings incapable of full flight. Okay, they gain supernatural leaping. I have a soul companion with supernatural leaping, and that information is found on page 107. Companion details. Your soul companion will complement or contrast with your appearance and personality. For example, they may be calm and unflappable, like you wish you were, or faint-hearted, so you always have someone to be brave for. You can decide on the details later as you develop your princess's personality during play. You are always able to use your heart's blade irrespective of your species size. Okay, so back to Battle Princess, I guess. Here's my leveling up. Okay. This is all Battle Princess stuff. We're at about the 15-minute mark, and I don't think we're close to being done. Let's go back to the checklist of creating a character. All right, those are done. Step 2. That was only step 1, ladies and gentlemen. Go to page 80. Okay, I got to write down that. Main steps are on page 11. Page 80 we go. Let's type this in. Human. All right. I will just roll for it, and if I don't like it, I'll re-roll. 11. Ray Nico, page 82. Okay, you're a cat-like being, rumored to be from a place beyond the sky. A curious blend of natural athleticism and techno-savvy. I like it. Okay, I get 10 base inventory slots. Write that down. My abilities. I have old tech proficiency. Old tech. Which has more information on page 93. That I guess I have to do. And hunter's blood. I started my timer late, but we're past the 15-minute mark. And I get a quirk, which is above my abilities on my character sheet, where I am an inheritor. And page 132. Okay, since it has this symbol here, let's go down to page 93 and see what other stuff I have to do. This was for old tech proficiency. You get a bonus purview. Purviews are on the front sheet. Obsessing over gadgets, magitech, and other curious technology. All right, I'm going to just write, well, I guess it would be old tech. Any gadgets, I get to roll advantage or +2. Okay. Hunter's Blood, I also have. You get an edge on all insight rolls related to the 5 physical senses. So is that a purview? I think that's just an ability where I get edge. Is insight a stat? Yes, it is. Edge on all insight. Okay. Back to page 11. Select your homeland and history. Page 108. Choose or roll. All right, I'm going to roll. Just seems to go faster right now. A 9. 9 is Twilight Meridian. Bonus languages. All right, do I have languages on my sheet? Well, there's Homeland. Twilight Meridian. There's an area on my sheet for species, which I didn't write down. I forget the name of it. Raikai. I'll come back and change that. My rank, I think we start out at 1. My size is medium. Yep. Okay, here's languages. I speak Dark Tongue, Fade Song, and Glycian Code. Okay. Let's go back to page... No, let's see. There's more on page 114. Twilight Meridian. Okay, then there's a history table. What's my character's history? 13. Shining Sea Fisherman. Page 116. Oh my god. This 15 minutes for a character? Get out of here. Shining Sea Fisherman. Okay, purview. I level-headed patience. Okay, I'm going to say that I'm patient. I'm skipping steps now. Knowing when the tide is turning. Okay. Using the right bait for the job. All right. Starting gear. Pick 2. I have an arc weapon. But wait, I thought I got my lash. All right, I'm giving 2. Looking at my example sheet, it does have Heart's Blade on here and a bow. So I'm going to say that I have the lash, Heart's Blade, and I have a trident. Starting gear, pick 2. Oh, I guess I don't need another weapon. Hearty rations times 5. bubbler fish jerky, rural goods, fishing rod, or a coracle. Okay. I'm confused. I don't know. Do I pick 2 from each list? I have an arc weapon and a trident, then I'm done? I'm going to guess I pick from the arrows available to me here. So I don't want a trident. Now, I think there's a lot of detail in here taking a step back. I think there's a lot of detail and your character gets a lot of stuff, which I like. But 15 minutes? No. I don't think even an experienced person could get through all of this in 15 minutes because I've got more to do. Okay. Rural goods and a fishing rod. Well, I want to know what rural goods are. So I'm going to go down to page 179 and I'm going to forget what page this is on. That's for sure. Rural goods. Trade goods, common rural goods, practical items for those that live in simple life. These can be easily obtained in a small settlement and remote locals. Example, shovel, hemp rope, 10 units of lard, bricks. Okay, so my rural good is a fishing pole. They give me the category and then the type. All right, that works for me. What page was I on? Who knows? Oh, let me see if I can get fisherman. Shining. Fisherman. Nope. Okay, let's go to backgrounds. That's a bummer, I got lost. Homeland and history. Starting on page 108. Oops, not 208. 108. All right, and I was a Twilight something. Okay, so I can get a trident, bubbler, fish jerky. So I want fish jerky. Go write that in my slots. Fish jerky. And I don't know what a coracle is, but I'm going to say I have a fishing rod for fishing. Okay. Let's go back to the steps, which was, I think, page 11. Homeland and history. That gave me my languages and my starting gear. Okay. Go to traits. Page 130. Sure, let's roll. 1. +1 might. You're more powerful or brutish than others of your kind. I like that a lot. Probably would have picked that anyways. +1 might. Okay, so that means I'm at 9. My base is 8. +1 gives me 9. Do I have to roll? There are 2 types of trait, positive and negative. So let's see. Step 4 instructions. Choose or roll on the positive trait table twice, increasing the resulting aptitude by +1 each time. Well, I want to go back. 11. Traits enable you to personalize your character's natural abilities, making them more or less strong, agile, resilient, or perceptive. Okay, so I could be weaker. Your traits modify your base. What is this? Your traits modify your base aptitudes as set by your calling. Instructions. Okay. Choose or roll on the positive twice. You got it. Here we go. A 4. Oh, wait. Choose? Can I choose? It says choose. Increasing the result aptitude by +1 each time. Okay, well, let's see, deafness. You're more nimble or elegant than others. Grit, you're more rugged or determined than others. Insight, you're more observant or you're more charming or fascinating. Okay, I'm going to go 1 for might, 1 for aura. So I have 11 for my aura because my base is 10. Okay, choose or roll on the negative trait table once, reducing the selected aptitude by 1. Note, positive and negative traits will cancel each other out, and 2 positive traits will stack to provide a +2 aptitude bonus. Okay, that makes sense. As you rise in rank, the aptitudes adjusted by your traits will now track permanently above or below the value stated for your calling. As you rise in rank, the traits will now track permanently above or below. Oh, that's confusing. Well, let me go back and look at a table, but okay. I will say my insight can be a -1. I will just choose that to make that a 6. It's already my lowest stat, so I'm going to make it even lower. I guess my instinct with what a battle princess does kind of goes well with what I wanted, at least for aura. Okay. Let's go back to page 11. This is going faster, but we're at 29 minutes. Your quirk is what makes you different from characters of a similar calling and species. It is an eccentricity that grants you a small advantage, often accompanied by a minor catch. All right, well, what's a catch? All right, page 132. Choose or roll on the quirk table related to your species. Okay, what was my species? Rai-Neku. That's what that was. All right. Spirit quirk, physiology quirk, or a fate quirk. Don't know. So let's roll. 3. A spirit quirk. Page 133. Okay. I'll just roll. 3. Jumpy. All right, let's see. Unhinged, jumpy, pedantic, clear intent, boring, curious, always prepared, stylish, miser, soul link. Let's see. I have jumpy. Let's see. You are jittery, skittish, or paranoid. This means that while you spot potential dangers sooner than most, your nervous outbursts can telegraph your approach to enemies. All right, that's not quite what I want. I actually kind of like unhinged. Let's see. Clear intent. Despite attempts to hide it, your true intentions are always apparent because of your revealing body language and tone of voice. This is great when getting your point across, but it makes you a terrible liar. Always prepared, boring, stylish, soul link, miser. Yeah, okay. Let's go with unhinged. So, advantage. I gain +2 on my attack bonus. Oh. Attack bonus. Type, write that in my box here. +2. You are vigorously violent, which kind of maybe goes against my healing abilities. Disadvantage. You suffer -1 to your defense rating. Your enthusiastic commitment to causing harm leaves you vulnerable to attack. Okay, where's my defense? Bonuses or penalties, I'm going to write unhinged. -1, so I'm at 9. Back to page 11. I don't think I have much more left. Finishing details. Finally give your character a name and details about their appearance and personality. Page 148. Let's see. Can I just roll for those? All right. Name is Quinoa. Quinoa. Poker. Poker, like the cards. Poker, like poking with their finger. Quinoa, poker. Name. Description. I'll play a girl. I'm fine with that. I'll be a princess. I am pretty. I am a brunette. I gush over pets. I could add more, but I'm not going to. Describe as much or as little as I desire. I would say while I'm role-playing, I will probably come up with more personality. All characters start with 120 coins. 8. I have 8 coins. All right, where does that go on here? On the back, I have 8 coins. A functional outfit and a standard weapon of your choice. Well, I thought I had that Heart's Blade. And a trident option. Use your coins to buy any additional gear you want. So where do I find information on functional outfit? Gear. Scroll down. Currency, coins, stones. I actually want to learn this myself. I'm going to pause my character creation timer. Stones are reserved for small business transactions and beggars' cups. Stone is the umbrella term for cheap local currency. This could be etched pebbles, shells, bits of colored glass, or teeth. Ugh. Coins. Unlike stones, coins are made with precious metals and carry their value wherever they go. Even coins from lost civilizations are still accepted. Old Akenia Zeni can be exchanged with Shard's Radiant Crown without anyone complaining about exchange rates. A single coin is worth 100 stones. And then gems, the currency of the very wealthy. Gems are precious stones universally valued in spite of regional variance. They will raise eyebrows if they are in the hands of someone shabby or desperate looking. A single gem is worth 100 coin. Interesting. Okay, excuse me. Timer back on. Weapon types. I'm looking for my armor. It was called what again? Everyone starts with functional outfit. Control F. Functional. Next. Functional outfit. These outfits are plain and practical. This outfit does not provide any bonuses or penalties when worn. All right. Then let's go back. and a standard weapon of your choice. Well, that confuses me because I thought I had my any calling or species can use no. Nope. Not what I thought. Let's go back. I start with a standard weapon of my choice. Well, I thought that was my trident. Standard weapons are simple yet practical death-dealing implements with no added frills. Extra damage +1 heart for attack rolls of 20 and above. Do I get, like... anything special with that? I do not know. Okay. Nowhere did it talk about allegiance or bright allegiance points. So let's see if I can't figure that out. Battle Princess starts on 40. Type this in here. Nowhere do I see allegiance. Let's see. Alliance? Allegiance. Oh, there's a lot. Mana, allegiance, gifts. Page 204. Okay, 204. Allegiance. When you choose magic abilities that draw on bright or dark sources of mana, you will start to form an allegiance. Page 206. Allegiance. You start with 0 allegiance points. When you gain a magical ability, you may also gain a dark or bright allegiance point. Okay, so leave that blank for now. Looking it over. I feel like I'm definitely missing things, especially in my weapons. I'm really not sure what a Heart's Blade is or does. My stats I get. Those are roll under. I get how that works. I get my hearts, speed, but we are right about 40 minutes. So for you to tell me it's 15 minutes, no. I'm sure I'm missing things in my inventory. Right now, all I have is fish jerky and a fishing rod. Maybe that's it. Allegiances were 0, but there we go. That is making a character in Break for the first time. 40 minutes. And if I can find it quickly... Knowing me, probably not. Let's see here. Nope, that's a bunch of other stuff. Close out of the tab. It said character creation, 15 minutes. Can I find it on here? I don't think it would be on here. But trust me on it, it said 15 minutes, and that was 40. So... Now, I'm not saying it's bad that it took that long, and with practice, I definitely would understand, but without this example character, it would have been way longer, and I still am not 100% confident in what's going on here, but that's all right, I guess. It's just, don't go into this with the expectation of Oh yeah, it's a simple game because it also said it was easy to play. Okay. I would probably agree that it is easy to play, but the setup is not easy. A lot going on. Your beginner character has a lot of things to do. It's been a while since I've made a level 1 character in D&D, but I would probably say it's... Oh, this is a rough ballpark, but I don't even know if it makes sense, but in my brain, it's got like 20% more to do than a D&D first level character. D&D's got backgrounds, D&D has classes, D&D has starting equipment, proficiencies. I mean, I'm familiar enough with D&D, I can make a character quick. Certainly quicker than 40 minutes. If I was super familiar with Break, I could get it down, but as I do, just ranting on now. All right, well, don't go into Break thinking it's a simple game. There's a lot of moving parts. I've probably said 1,000 times that the art is amazing. The art truly is amazing. Totally fits the JRPG anime aesthetic that it was going for. Some things here I think definitely could be more polished, a little more professional looking. I mean, still way better than I could do, but art's fantastic. The depth of this is off the charts. If you really sunk your teeth, look at this right here. If you really sunk your teeth into the world, how this all the pieces of this RPG puzzle come together, I'd say there's few out there that do it as well as Break. So if anything I've talked about tickles your fancy, definitely go check it out. 470 pages of awesome content. So as usual, thanks for coming along with me in this journey to make the best table I can. Be the best DM, be the best GM, and yeah, see you in the next episode. Later.